My name is Lance Crowe. Who likes animals? Most of you probably thought about a cherished dog, cat, or other household pet, but there are many animals that exist that cannot be kept in or around the household. It is much more difficult to see animals that are not typically kept as pets. For instance, if you want to see a black bear, you would need to go out into the woods and look for one, which is not a safe activity. But if you want to see a dog, you could go to many different houses. There are also many animals that you could not simply go looking for in the woods around your house. For example, elephants, giraffes, and gorillas, and a plethora of other animals, are not even native to North America. So, how would you go about seeing and learning about these animals? The answer would be to go to your local zoo that can teach you about these animals while keeping both you and the animal safe. By the end of this argument, you will support the idea that zoos are ethical places. Zoos are the easiest and most practical way for people to see and learn about animals. Without this key resource, it is less likely that people will understand and have an appreciation for these other creatures that inhabit the earth with us. And all of this is done in a safe environment for the animals and the visitors at the zoos. Today, I will discuss the safety that zoos afford the animals residing there and the educational opportunities that zoos provide. First, it is important to describe the values for this argument. Zoos are places where animals are kept and cared for, and visitors are able to view and learn about the animals. The values that will be discussed for the value hierarchy in this speech are as follows. First, safety is the overall feeling of security in a situation and the sense of being protected from any and all potential harm. Second, education is the act of learning details about a subject and gaining a better general understanding and appreciation of that subject. Now that I've defined my value object, and established the value hierarchy, I will discuss the criteria for these values. Zoos should keep all animals kept within them safe from any harm that could happen to them. Second, zoos should educate people about the animals in their captivity to give people an appreciation of the animals. Now that I've provided criteria for the values, I will now give the arguments in support of my proposition. First, zoos do provide a safe environment for both animals and the visitors. The enclosures that the animals are in are there not only to keep the visitors safe from the animals, but also to keep the visitors from harassing the animals. According to Jason Biddle on National Geographic's website, published May 14th, 2019, visitors should treat the animals with respect by not banging on enclosures, yelling at the animals, or getting too close to the fences around the enclosures because these actions are likely to cause the animals stress. People behaving in inappropriate ways will need to stop the behavior or will be removed. These measures help to maintain the animal's health by reducing stress caused by too much interaction with the visitors at the zoo. Zoos also serve as a way of protecting animals from issues that occur outside of the zoos. Humans have ravaged many animals' natural habitats, and because of this, many animals have extremely low populations. Dr. Dave Hohn's article in The Guardian, published on August 19th, 2014, states, and I quote, "It's not an exaggeration to say that colossal numbers of species are going extinct across the world, and many more are increasingly threatened and risk extinction." End quote. Many zoos act as a safe haven for these animals, where they cannot be hunted by poachers or killed off by natural events. Again, referencing Dr. Dave Hohn's article, published on August 19th, 2014, he states, and I quote, "Without these efforts, there would be fewer species and ecosystems alive today, and the world as a whole would be poorer for it." End quote. This shows that zoos do provide protection for the animals and helps to keep them safe from the harm that could befall them. Next, I will discuss the educational benefits that zoos provide to the visitors about the animals. According to Kansas State University's website, in an article by Michelle Lynn McElroy, published in 2015, quote, "Zoos offer opportunities to educate visitors about habitat conservation through programs and activities, and the way individual habitats and zoos are being designed." End quote. People visiting zoos can learn about animals and their natural habitats through being told by zoo employees, by reading plaques around the zoo, or by simply observing the animals and the way the enclosures are designed. Dr. Dave Hohn's article from August 19, 2014, notes that people can read and watch documentaries about wild animals, but it is much better for gaining an understanding to the animals to be able to actually experience them in real life. This is especially prevalent in urban areas where people may not see any wild animals other than the occasional bird or rat. Zoos provide these people with the opportunity to truly appreciate these animals and to better understand them, which is an important part of educating people on how and why to help the conservation of these species. After hearing this argument, you should now feel that zoos are indeed ethical places. Today, I have proven that zoos provide animals with a safe environment and give educational opportunities about those animals to the visitors. This allows people to admire and learn about these animals in a way that is safe for both the person and the animals. For the reasons I have stated previously, I urge you to vote for the advocate's case.